Hey, welcome back. I'm Kristi Newman, and this is the RITE System podcast. Today, we are going somewhere that I think is going to surprise some of you because we are going to dig into the element of the RITE system that people do not expect. You know, the 5 elements: biomechanics, natural horsemanship, energy work, personal development, leadership skills, positive reinforcement. Most people, when they hear that list, nod along at the first 4 and then go, wait, personal development, that one? What does that have to do with my horse? Everything. It has everything to do with your horse. And I want to be clear about what I mean, because when people hear personal development, they think of motivational posters. They think of journal prompts. They think of someone telling them to just believe in themselves and it will all work out. That is not what I'm talking about. I am talking about science, real, documented, published science that explains something every experienced horse person has already noticed their whole life. They just never had words for it. Here it is. The HeartMath Institute, an actual research group, not a wellness brand, has shown that the human heart creates an electromagnetic field that goes several feet outside the body, several feet outside of your body, measurably. Horses, as prey animals with very, very sharp nervous systems, are sensitive to that field. What does that mean for you? It means your horse is not responding to what you say. They are not responding to what you think. They are not responding to what you want to feel like. They are responding to what is actually happening in your body right now, in this moment. You cannot fake it. The horse has no placebo effect. Whatever you walk into that barn carrying, that is what walks into the conversation. Before you pick up a lead rope, before you put on a bridle, before you do a single thing, the horse already knows. Think about how big that is. If you had a hard morning and drove to the barn with it still running in your head, your horse felt that the second you walked through the door. If something is worrying you and you are trying to push it down, your horse knows you are not fine. If you are nervous about the lesson you're about to have, your horse has already felt the nerves in your body before you have said a word. This is not woo-woo. This is science that explains why the best horse people have always said things like, you cannot fool a horse. They see right through you. They are not seeing through you. They are picking up your electromagnetic field and responding to what is actually there. Think about walking into a room and feeling that something is off, like, oh my, what is going on in here? We've all felt that at some point in our lives. These horses, they're the same. They feel the same things. So what do we do with this? Because depending on what kind of week you're having, this is either really exciting or a tiny bit terrifying, or maybe both. The personal development, leadership skills element of the RITE system works in 3 layers. Layer 1 is before you get on. Layer 2 is in the saddle. Layer 3 is off the horse. What you are building in yourself between the sessions. Let me walk you through each one. Layer 1, before you get on. The conversation with your horse starts before you touch them. It starts in the barn aisle. It starts in the car on the way there. Every RITE system session starts on the ground. And yes, part of that is checking in on the horse. What is their energy like today? Are they more left-sided or right-sided? Are they forward-thinking or backward-thinking? But part of it is checking in on you. What is your energy like today? Here is something I have seen in hundreds of groundwork sessions. When you lead your horse and they will not move forward easily, the first question most people ask is, what is wrong with my horse? The RITE system asks a different question first. What am I putting out there? A horse that mirrors low, slow energy often has a rider who is stuck in their head, not sure, physically braced. The groundwork is a mirror, and it is showing you, both of you. The practice I give riders for this layer is simple. Before you go to your horse, do a quick check-in with yourself. Not, what do I want my state to be? What is it actually? Be honest. You cannot start from where you wish you were. You have to start from where you actually are. Meet yourself where you are. The same thing we do for the horse, we do for the rider. You cannot be somewhere you are not. Layer 2, in the saddle. Once you are mounted, your inner state is being sent through your body every second. Tension in your jaw goes to your hand. Fear in your chest goes to your leg. Frustration in your head goes to every single aid you give. The horse picks up on all of it before the aid even fully forms. This is where leadership comes in, and I really want you to hear this. Your identity is your operating system. A rider who believes they are someone who always struggles with flying lead changes will always struggle with flying lead changes. Not because the skill is too hard, not because their horse cannot do it, but because their identity is already sending a signal before the first stride, before the transition, before any ask at all. The horse responds to who you are being, not who you have been, not what your record says, not who you wish you were, who you are being right now. I worked with a rider once. She was in the mental health field and had done a lot of her own personal work, very self-aware, the kind of person who thought she had a pretty good handle on what was going on inside of her. She came to work with her horse, and something happened in those sessions that years of sitting across from a professional had not brought up. The horse showed it to her, not through words, not through questions, through reflection. The horse responded differently depending on who she was being in any given moment. And that feedback was so immediate, so undeniable, so physical, that things came to the surface for her that she had not been able to reach any other way. This is the gift horses give us. They cannot be managed. They cannot be impressed. They cannot be talked into something. They just reflect what is actually happening in your body, your nervous system, your identity right now. No delay and no filter. Which brings me to one of the most important tools in this element, and it sounds almost too easy. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. This is not a bumper sticker. This is how the horse actually experiences it. A rider who is looking at the scary corner is sending energy toward that corner. The horse reads the eyes. The horse reads the tiny weight shift. The horse reads the change in your breathing. And the horse goes where you are actually going, not where you are trying to steer them. You are always steering. The only question is whether you are doing it on purpose. And then there is the pause. When something goes sideways in a session, the RITE System pause is first a body tool, and second, a reset. Before you ask again, before you correct, before you try something different, you pause, you breathe, you come back to neutral. You ask yourself, what question did my horse actually hear? And then when you ask again, you ask a clearer one. Layer 3, off the horse. This is the layer that most riders skip completely. What are you building in yourself between sessions? Because your horse is going to pick up exactly where you left off, not where your last session ended, but where your nervous system has been living since then. This is why confidence does not stay in the saddle, it travels with you. And the flip side is also true. Worry about a specific movement or a specific situation starts building before you even arrive at the barn, sometimes days before. The practice here is simple and non-negotiable. End on the win, always. Stop before you feel done. Stop while things are going well. The rider who pushes to the edge of their confidence every single session is slowly training themselves towards nervousness. The rider who stops while things are going good is training themselves toward confidence. Every time you end on a win, you are building the identity of a rider who succeeds. The horse remembers. Your body remembers. Your nervous system remembers. So here is the question I want to leave you with. Take it with you, not just to your next session, to your next moment in the barn. Who are you being when you walk through that door? Not who you want to be, not who you were last week, not who you are working towards. Who are you being right now, in this moment? Because that is what your horse already knows. Go to the RITESystem.com and take the quiz. 3 minutes. It is going to help you understand not just what your horse is communicating, but what you might be bringing into the conversation without even realizing it. I will see you in the next episode.